How you doing?
Right. How you doing, sir?
Hey, sir.
All right. I have a question for Alderman Jones.
No.
And the question
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. No. You know
Ask
what?
the question of
Ask
the
the question
guest.
to the guest, sir.
Okay, no, I'm saying basically, if you basically were a police officer that just took the man from one place to another.
Go ahead. That's
What
cool.
did you have to do with the brother being accused, being beat or whatever? And did you even take him to John Burgess' area?
Okay, go ahead.
No, John Burge was in Area 2 on 92nd and Cottage.
Okay.
We took him to 39th and California. And even the detective involved in this case worked in 39th and California. He didn't work on 92nd until he transferred there after Mark Clemens was in prison for 2 years.
Okay.
So all of that stuff is a lie.
So in other words,
We got your point.
you went out of your way to take him off.
Goodbye. Okay. But you know what, Brother Harold? That I hate to do that because you know what, but I mean, that was pertinent that he asked you that question, though. But I usually,
Well, at least he's thinking.
Okay, try to direct the question to the guests, please. You know, because it does a disservice to the guests.
No, I mean, I think it was a good question.
Yeah, it was a pertinent question, though. It was pertinent.
I mean, he asked, it was a good question that needed to be asked.
Yeah, it was a pertinent question, though. And, you know, you read the book Shakedown, and you know what? I'm going to read the book Shakedown and do a show with you about that, man.
Yes,
What did Jesse do in Shakedown? And did he have, in your opinion, did he have anything to do with Martin Luther King getting killed?
Well,
in your personal opinion.
In my personal opinion with Shakedown, the book is just what it is. He shakes down corporate America.
Okay.
And, you know, he's got these givers called platinum, gold, silver, and ebony. So if you give a platinum giver, you give over $1 million. And part of him getting money from like Coca-Cola and those kind of organizations is to really basically keep anything that black folks have issues that work on those jobs, then they go to him and say, okay, Jesse, shut this down for us. Dominick's and Jules had a guy named Greg Calhoun out of Jesse's camp and had a couple grocery stores down south. His job was to make sure blacks at Jules and Dominick's, if they got fired, then they didn't have any recourse of coming or fighting these organizations or these businesses to get their jobs back. And so basically, you know, Jesse has been on point to basically stop any movement, or like the alderman said, take it over. When the people in Born and Jet in Seattle, when they called him, I mean, he went in the back room, took a donation and left them hanging. He did the CTA people like that. He did R.I. Donnelly people like that. Yeah. So historically, he's done that to everybody. Now, as far as Martin King, he put his hands in the blood, wiped it on his shirt, said King died in his arms. We know that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, Reverend Bevel told me.
Let me say this right quick. I got a question in the control room. Why are y'all not showing the picture of Al Sharpton? And I want y'all to show that picture.
Yes, sir.
And Jesse Jackson back there in the control room. But go ahead.
Well, was there a picture in that book with Jesse and 3 other people?
Yeah.
She's not sure.
Who were those 3 other people?
There's a picture of him with Jeff Ford, Noah Robinson, and Jesse. I know there's a picture that exists in the book. But the other picture, I mean,
was Jeff Ford?
Yeah.
Mickey Cogwell.
Okay.
And on the other side was the original founders of Blackstone Rangers, Eugene Bull Harrison.
Okay.
And Jesse sitting at the feet of, in the front of the straw chair.
Exactly.
All right? Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but when I used to work with street gangs, you know, when I was doing social work, they said he was the chief of the Blackstone Rangers when he first got here. Now, I don't know if that's true.
Well, you know, Noah was caught up in whatever the El Rucan
Remember the
was.
Red Rooster?
Yeah.
All right, that's how he got them to go out there and picket.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Because they were all a part of the group.
Right, they shut it down.
When Dr. King came to Chicago, it was the Vice Lords, all right, Roman Saints. It was the Disciples, all factions, because there's about 3 factions of the Disciples. They were the ones that made sure that Soldiers Field was filled up. Now that was positive.
Right.
That wasn't negative.
Exactly.
And And because they were there, he was able to have his rally with no trouble.
Exactly.
Yes. You know, the question, you know, I hear you talk on your show a lot, and I listen to the show. It's a great show. And I want to know, in your opinion, did Jesse Jackson have something to do with the assassination of Reverend Martin Luther King?
Well,
was he involved? You know, I'm asking for knowledge.
Well, you know, from the history of what has been said and what has been done, Coretta Scott went to Bill Clinton and asked for a reinvestigation of the assassination of Martin. And in that reinvestigation, the city of Memphis apologized to the family for saying that we apologize that King was assassinated in Memphis. The mayor of Memphis apologized. And it's like a 200-page document. And in that meeting that night, Martin King III said that Jesse Jackson Sr. and Billy Cowles were complicit in the death of his father. And that hit the front
Complicit,
headlines.
what do you mean by complicit?
Complicit means they knew they had something to do with it.
Okay.
And so the Nation of Islam final call put it in there.
James
Muhammad lost his job. But James Muhammad only printed what Martin King III said that night. He said that Jesse Jackson Sr. and Billy Cowles were complicit in the murder of his father.